Hello, my name is Antoine Plante. I'm the artistic director of the Mercury Chamber Orchestra. In this moment of crisis, we're glad to still be able to bring some music to you. And what better opportunities than to bring the great St. Matthew's Passion by Johann Sebastian Bach on Good Friday. This video is just to give you a little preview of what the performance will be. Bach first premiered this work in 1727 in Leipzig on Good Friday. As for us, 2 years ago was mine and the orchestra's first time performing this. And 2018, March, was the time. And this was another moment of crisis for us Houstonians. We were still dealing with the aftermath of Harvey. And so we were not performing in our house, in our home of the Vorden Theater, but instead at the beautiful studio concert hall of Rice University. So the St. Matthew's Passion tells the story of the Christ's last few hours on earth with us, using biblical texts from St. Matthew. Bach, for this, wanted to be broad, to be bold, and starting with the effectives, he is scoring this for 2 choirs, 2 orchestras, each orchestra with their own organs, their own wind section, their own string section. There's also a boys' choir and 6 vocal soloists. And the way that it works is there's the evangelist telling the story. In this case, it was performed by Nick Pan, which is such an emotional rendition of the text. There's also the character of Jesus, sang by Mark Diamond. And Jesus, unlike the evangelist, every time that he sings, there's a halo of violins and viola around his sounds. And they will be there, but for his last few words on the cross. Then there's the vocal soloists, 4 of them. Most of the time, what they do is that they reflect, they react to the story. So the action stops, and it's their reaction to what's going on. And then the choir is being used in different ways. Sometimes they interact with the narrator, acting as mobs. Then sometimes they interact with duets or arias, and great choruses at the beginning of the end of each of the 2 sections where they react as a group. But then there's also chorals where both orchestras and choirs come together in hymn-like music, melodies. And these are the reflections of the faithful, the lovers of Jesus. So few things to look forward. The opening movement is fantastic. It involves everybody. The boys' choirs are there singing a simple melody, and the whole group is there lamenting to what is about to happen. A little later in this first part, after the first Eucharist is given, Jesus prophesies on his disciples scattering. And then right after that we hear this great Passion choral, this beautiful familiar melody. And we will hear the same melody 4 more times in the piece, each time with different text and different harmony. At the end of the first part, Jesus is captured, and there's this duet of the solo, soprano, and alto. They are lamenting about the situation, and the choir comes in and they angrily ask for his release. The second part is full of action. A few areas to look forward. Right after Peter's realized his mistakes, there's this alto aria, Have Mercy. It is such a beautiful and tender melody asking for mercy. A little later, the soprano comes for an aria, Out of Love, My Savior is Willing to Die. And she's only accompanied with a flute and 2 oboe da caccia. These longer oboe that have kind of a trumpet bell. It's such a unique sound, but the melody and the sound creates a really, really beautiful moment. And then there's this beautiful bass area. In the story, it happens when Simon is offering to help to carry the cross, and it's come sweet cross. I'm telling you, Jesus, I will bring it for you. And this area is accompanied by the viola da gamba, a really fantastic mix of the bass voice and this unusual instrument. There's a lot of drama in theater in this section. The great scenes of the trial between Pontius Pilatus and the different choruses. There's also the great dramatic moment of Jesus' death and the earthquake and the destruction of the temple. And all that comes to the end, where we all come together and sweetly ask for Jesus to peacefully rest. I hope you'll enjoy the performance.